What about him regaining the title? I think he's good enough to be a force in the Olympia. I think he's good enough to be placing in the top five. You are watching Muscle Central. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, turn on your notifications, and leave a comment. Okay, Derek Lunsford, after losing the Olympia title, where does he go from here? Can he come back and regain the Olympia title? He's young. I believe he's the early 30s, so he still has time on his side. How likely is it that he can come back and regain the title? Now, he didn't just lose the title to Samson Dowder, he also came in third behind Hadi Chupon. So he dropped down a couple of notches. Now, to boot, a lot of people felt that Martin Fitzwater should have placed ahead of him. Martin Fitzwater should have been third and Derek fourth. Uh, it wasn't a good night for Derek, to say the least. So does he regroup, go back to the drawing board, come back next year, improved, and possibly win the title again? I think it's very questionable. I always felt that Derek was a little overrated. I remember when he first turned pro, I forget which pro qualifier he got his pro card in, but then immediately after that, he jumped right into a pro show, won, qualified for the Olympia, 212, mind you. He's he's competing as a 212. There was a lot of hype behind him, and he didn't quite. He placed in the top five. I think he placed fifth in the first one, which is nothing to squawk at, but there was a lot of hype around him. Eventually came in second behind Flex Lewis. Flex Lewis Flex Lewis's last time on stage. And then after that, Derek is expected to, since Flex is no longer there, Derek places second behind him. He's expected to fill in his shoes, the heir apparent, if you would. Didn't work out too well for him. I believe it was two more 212 Olympias before he finally took the title from then champion Sean Clarita. And even then, that win was a little debatable, to say the least. Now, the argument around Derek Lunsford has always been, well, he always looks great weeks before the Olympia, but he has to suck down too much weight to make the weight limit, and it holds him back. He really needs to be an open. He took the title from Sean Clarita. After that, there was the guest posing. The Pittsburgh Pro guest posing. Jim Magnon's show, where all the top Olympians come out of respect for Jim, and they perform on stage. They guest pose for him. Well, Derek shows up full blown, probably around 250, maybe 255, full blown, and he looked damn impressive. What happens next? All of a sudden we hear Derek Lunsford, the new 212 Olympia champion, all of a sudden gets a special invite for the open division. You know, if it was Flex Lewis winning 7 212 titles and you want to extend a special invite, it's a little more understandable. One-time 212 champion, he's basically still a rookie, and you're throwing him a bone like that, a special invite. Well, he shows up and he was impressive, and got an impressive second place finish. But the issues that Derek seemed to have as a 212 that was attributed to him having to diet down to make the weight limit, they seem to still be there. He seems to lose a lot in his lower body, his legs, his quads seem to lose a lot when he's dieted down for the stage. His chest flattens out. His arms were never the greatest. And he is really having a little bit of issues in the midsection. I'm not sure what's going on. It's not that he's distended, just, I don't know. Let's go beyond that. Either way, he loses it in his legs, chest flattens out, his arms really aren't the best. He has a really good back, but I think even there he's a little overrated. Yes, he has a terrific back. The best in the business, which some people are saying, the best of all time, or one of the best of all time, maybe. But you know what? There are guys that he's standing next to on the stage. He really is not blowing them away in the back shots either. Like I said, I really felt that he was always a little overrated. What about him regaining the title? I think he's good enough to be a force in the Olympia. I think he's good enough to be placing in the top 5 and 6 consistently. But I don't think he's going to be able to secure the title again. Like I said, he has to get past Sampson now, and he has to get past Hardy again. Martin, you could have very easily given Martin Fitzwater the third place nod over Derek. He has some work to do. Now, let me say one last thing. I questioned before about whether there would be any type of tension in his training camp. After all, his trainer, Hadi Rambod, also trains Hadi Chupan. Not only did Derek lose to Samson Dowder, he also lost to Hadi Chupan. Right now, Derek is not in a good place. I understand the way he feels. And let's see what happens with him. I'm curious whether this is going to affect his relationship with Hadi Rambod in any way. But at the end of the day, like I said, I think Derek will still be a force in the Olympia. I still think he's top 5, top 6. I don't think he's going to win the title again. You can agree or disagree with anything I've said. Either way, let me know in the comments section. This is Michael Diamond. I'd like to thank you for watching Muscle Central.